what are some things that, like, do you have, like, anything that you might think that people don't normally think about when it comes to a restaurant like that?
I just remember they all used to have carpet, and that's when you get, we built our building. We're the only, Basil's is the only restaurant that's ever been in that building. But, you kind of, at that point when we opened, my business partner at the time was the one that had planned it out and, had all the plans. But you kind of look back and there's things we're grandfathered in now where different restrictions have changed. A lot of the fire codes changed. And if I ever went to build another one, there's so many things like floor drains and all these things of just making it easier to clean and whatnot with all the things. But I see all times, it's one of those things about like thinking outside the box. Mm. Like I've done a little bit of stuff with one of my friends opening his bar up back downtown. They just got to be able to back open Friday at 5 o'clock. And I was trying to help him get stuff. And it's very interesting in my business, and I haven't done strictly bar business, but I had Dr. Unk's downtown, on Jarvis. I had that for a while, which was a restaurant bar, but it operated more as a bar, kind of like Tiebreakers and AJ's do. Mm-hmm. But it's interesting to go into other people's places because you see things that they did right, but it's also thinking outside the box. I've been walking in the same building for 20-plus years, and I can go in somebody else's business and be like, this is what I would change or this is what I would do, because I'm outside the box in ideas that when you walk into the same place every day, it's hard to see new ideas and new things to do.
Right. Yeah.
When you're designing this room, you're just starting to do it, but 3 years later, you're kind of stagnant. And you're like, oh, it's meeting its needs. But somebody else that is in your line of work could be like, oh, it'd be so much better if you did this. You're like, oh, wow, I can't believe I never thought of that.
Yeah.
And, and so it's been interesting in working with him of like, why don't we do this? Why don't we do like on the way over here, he was calling me and we were talking about whether he was going to switch to all ice or replace some coolers that have gone bad in the year they were closed. And it's hard to point out. It's like in life. It's hard to point out your own flaws because you're used to them every day.
Yeah.
But if you find a good friend that you don't ever want anybody just randomly pointing out your flaws, because then we all take it like we're just born to kind of take that as criticism.
Right.
Where criticism is supposed to be constructive. Where if you have a friend or somebody you know real well, they can tell you something and you actually take it to heart because they look at you and say, I'm not telling you this to offend you, but have you ever thought about approaching it this way instead of that way? And that's just part of life. And I think it's so much easier for me. I see things in other people's business, but it's like, oh, why don't you do it this way? Why don't you do it this way? Because that's my mindset of how I would do things from seeing it. But it's hard to see it within yourself or within your own business.
Yeah, I run into that a lot. I have a habit of and it doesn't seem to bother anyone for the most part. A lot of my friends seem to, from what they tell me at least, appreciate it. But I do that kind of thing a lot. Crystal's the only one that's maybe it is annoying. She's the only one that's telling me. But like she'll be talking about doing something. Hey, hope you enjoyed that clip. Full episodes of the Small Stuff Podcast are available on YouTube and wherever it is you get your podcasts. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. Follow us on Instagram, TikTok, all the things. Links in the description. We'll see you later.